The second occasion in this House, the impending major disaster for many Irish homeowners, particularly in the Dublin region, of the consequences of the increase in the local property tax. It's about to go up by about 50%. The European Union is now proposing that we should accelerate the revaluation. And I just want to make one point here in this House, if I may, Cathaoirleach, and it's this, that you could have two families, one of whom lives in a small red brick terraced house somewhere between here and Ringsend, for instance, and they could have a 90% mortgage on a house which cost them between 450 and 500,000 euros to live in. You could have somebody in a 6,000 square foot restored Georgian or Victorian villa in the Midlands, and this is all done from a property price website which I've looked at recently, who would be liable for the same amount. One family, the one in Ringsend, might have a mortgage of 80 or 90% on their house. The family in the Midlands might have none, and might also have a farm of 300 acres and contribute the same amount as the family in Dublin to their local authority. The unfairness of all of this is that the tax does not in any sense reflect the actual wealth of the owners if you have a 90% mortgage. And the second point is this, that there is a way to deal with this, and that is to provide for a different system of valuation and banding of local authority houses, and to say that if you do live in a very substantial house outside Dublin, that you should pay more to your local authority, and if you have a very large farm, more to your local authority than a family in Dublin in those circumstances. And finally, to say this, that when it comes to defraying the cost of local government in Ireland, that family between here and Ringsend might have as the principal breadwinner a man or woman who was renting office accommodation or some kind of workplace in Dublin, and they might be paying up to 900 euros on their home and 2,000 euros in rates, commercial rates, whereas the couple living in the large place in Longford or Laois might be paying only 900 euros to their local authority. This is unfair. And I also just finished by saying that one local authority, which has only raised 2 million in LPT from its local authority residents, and receives 7 million of transferred money from Dubliners. That local authority actually voted to reduce its local property tax rate by the 15% that it's entitled to do. This is grossly unfair, and this is a ticking time bomb. And the Daily Mail today has it on its front page, and the Irish Independent has mentioned it on its front page. But the time has come for us to address this gross unfairness. People are being treated very unequally in different parts of the country. People of very modest means, struggling to make a living, are being treated extremely unfairly in this city compared with other people in other parts of the country. And I do believe that the Minister for Finance or Minister Coveney or whoever assumes responsibility for local property tax in its present form should be called before this House to address this issue. And finally, I want to second the amendment